What is the difference between sympathy and empathy? Shortly, sympathy is seeing the difficulties and problems of the user, and empathy is about understanding what people are feeling and thinking. It's actually jumping into the shoes of other people. Whether you are a researcher, designer or entrepreneur, it is essential to become a user or a customer for your own product sometimes. But there's a big catch. When you are setting yourself into the role of the customer, you have to throw away all your preconceptions, suppress your knowledge and beliefs. You have to understand that everyone is living in their own world. The context differs a lot sometimes, so you have to abstract your perception in order to see through the curtain of your worldview. This will change the way of how you interpret information and situations. This will allow you to analyze the results more clearly, so they become representative. In the other case, when you are talking to customers, be aware of getting distracted by some charismatic or talking too much character. I suggest you to always have a list of questions you need to ask, so you will get back to the desired topic even if someone is constantly drifting away from it. That's why you need this abstraction, so you will not be consumed by the stories of your customers, but still being able to apply them to understand and feel them and get the desired result out of them. It's a game of trust and truth. For example, when designing an interface or thinking about the customer journey within your business, one of the most convenient ways to get to that abstraction so you'll be able to jump into the user's shoes is to imagine that you know little to nothing, or in other words, that you are a stupid customer. Besides of how it may sound, we'll get to that in a second, it is a very effective way. You are imagining that a user isn't aware of the patterns you're taking for granted or is not tech savvy. But don't go too far here. It's easy to start thinking that your customers or users are idiots, that they just don't understand your beautiful design or do not get the value of your business. If it's like that, then who is actually an idiot here? No offense. What I want to say is use this abstraction methods as a tool. Don't think your customers are dumb. Everyone is acting under different circumstances and in a different context. So learn about the circumstances and learn about the context, and just lower the bar of awareness of your customers when thinking about their journey. This will prevent you from falling into a trap where you start hating your customers for their stupidity, which is actually your distorted perception. And those skills will deliver you the most insights, even without doing additional research. You may have heard about customer journey maps, jobs to be done, and so on. When building interfaces, apps, businesses, you have to think in scenarios. Nobody is visiting your app just for fun. Nobody is buying your product just because you want them to buy. Everything has an application. Everyone has an intention when doing something, even if it's subconscious. People in certain situations, in certain contexts, need a solution. And this is where you take the opportunity. Your goal is to find those situations, explore the circumstances behind people's actions, observe your customers, ask them the right questions, be empathic and try to get into their shoes to explore the process you've built. But keep your scenarios limited, you will never be able to satisfy everyone. So start with around 3 and later, if you see the potential, expand them. Start thinking in user stories and it will blow your mind very quickly. Join my channel, I'll tell you more about it. You ever thought that some interface seems more familiar than the other? That you have developed preferences for certain solutions over time? I mean, you've certainly noticed that similarity in some branches of industrial design. Does it mean that we're sentenced to stick with solutions others have invented? Yes and no. At the same time. The good part is most of the users already know certain patterns of usage or interaction. We can reuse them and of course improve and adapt them. As an example, look at the process of booking a hotel on booking.com, buying a shirt online or applying for a job on corporate website. They seem to be completely different, but if you look closer, they all are using a similar pattern. Searching with different parameters, filling out a form with your personal data, and submitting the form. The steps are similar, so you can reuse something from one branch and something from another. When people see a certain step on your website, they don't assess your design first. They look for familiar patterns like forms, buttons, logos, and so on. And how those things are organized plays a major role for improving speed and comfort for the user. You may have a revolutionary solution you came up with, but if you want to copy an existing process in a completely different way and you're not able to tell what real value you're providing by reinventing the wheel, I would think twice before doing it. So find existing patterns, use them, and improve them. We're all living in a world we have made up for ourselves. Our experience is different, although we're often recognizing similar patterns, but our actions are mainly backed by experience, social circle, and our belief. That means that when developing a new interface, thinking about customer acquisitions for a product, we shall think about people's behaviors and situations in the first place. Nothing is happening out of context. You're driving the underground and browsing an online shop. You are in a grocery store and looking for recipes. You're out in the wilderness and want to do meditation, so you probably want to have offline access. There are countless examples actually. The curious part is that we rarely see those contexts of action in our own daily life, but when we start recognizing them, oh, you'll see how much you can learn about yourself and people around you. Again, when designing a product, website, or any customer service, think what people may do when using your service. What situation may they be in? Do they have everything to complete their customer journey? Will they be satisfied at the end? When thinking about UX research, the first thing that is coming into your mind is interviewing people, making tests with them, and asking, hopefully, the right questions. But verbal feedback is only a part of data that will help us to understand the user or customer experience. The most essential key to all the mysteries is observing. What users say they do is not what they are actually doing most of the time. So when asking questions, always clarify why they have answered this way. Your goal is to understand the reasons behind the answers and not just the plain statements. When doing tests, observe the facial reactions, how the hands are moving, the body language, the intonation, the eyes. Also, diary studies may be the other kind of observations because of their quantitative nature. They deliver insights into the routines and unexpected situations that you may not have thought about. But diary studies are not always reliable because everyone is lying, especially when they have an opportunity to think before they write. And the last but probably the best thing that will deliver you reliable insights is analytical data. It's actually also a kind of an observation over time. So don't forget to set up analytics and follow the numbers. Observe and listen carefully. Would you buy this product? What do you think is the most important part of the interview? Listening, observing, taking notes? Yes, but the key to access the data is asking the right questions. Of course, there are some basic rules about open and closed questions, avoiding leading questions, and so on. But there are situations where you have to break the rules to make it work in a specific context. Arranging words in my questions takes the most preparation time in my daily work. It's not that much, but it's by far the most important for achieving great results. At the beginning, I highly advise you to write down every single question you want to ask and read them when interviewing a customer. Because if you're not trained enough, it's very easy to get lost and ask a leading or a closed question that will hide the insights from you. Creating mood boards, surfing on Dribbble and Behance or Pinterest is nowadays a daily or at least weekly routine for many of us. But when it comes to real usability issues, it's much better to do a different kind of research, capturing real user flows from your favorite apps that you are using every day and then analyzing them in a deeper way and not just blazing through as a regular user. Over time, you will gather a collection of customer journeys, screen flows that you can rely on for all the kinds of solutions. It was always in front of you. Just take it and learn from it. One useful resource is pageflows.com. It's not sponsored by them, just a neat service I'm using sometimes to get UX inspiration. So find your role model products or businesses, build the flows, analyze them, and watch out for things you can use and improve for yourself. Don't always reinvent the wheel. Improve it and compare with the competition. We may create solutions that require certain knowledge to be understood correctly without causing frustration on the side of the customer. What is the problem there, you may ask? Users will understand it after using it once, after they learn it. Nobody wants to learn how to use your app or website. And when using it once in a quarter, nobody will ever learn it. There are some edge cases where the interface is so complex the user requires an onboarding or even a manual, but 98% of tools and interfaces don't. So don't overcomplicate things. If you see that the user has to think before pressing a button in your interface, or even before realizing that there is a button, or search for things that should be built using a common pattern, that is bad design. No excuses. Interfaces have to be self-explanatory. I am working in a complex consumer and corporate products for the last 4 years, and it is possible to build self-explanatory interfaces, believe me. It's hard sometimes, yes, but it's possible. Take care of your users and they will love you. Sitting in front of a blank design board in Figma or a blank mind map for the structure or user flow. We've all been there, and there's actually a pretty easy way out of this: making a dirty draft. You have to realize that coming up with a perfect solution in the first iteration is highly improbable. Many of us don't like wireframes because of their sketchy and abstract nature, but using them just for sketching ideas and thinking about UX first is pure gold. I've done this for 3.5 years as an UX architect, and believe me, even one wireframe iteration for yourself before design can save you a lot of time on making decisions. My message here is go iterative. Make a dirty draft and test it, improve it, change it, whatever. With this approach, you will be way faster than trying to create a perfect solution in your first attempt. To watch more videos on UX, subscribe to my channel. See you in the next video.